Okay, so I'm a 90s kid, but a huge amount of my intro to horror happened in the early 2000s. And one such movie I distinctly remember watching was Darkness Falls from 2003. 150 years ago, but actually now more like 170 years ago, Matilda Dixon, an old woman who previously gave the town's kids gold coins after losing their baby teeth, well, she was accused of witchcraft and hanged because two of those kids went missing, but then showed up later. And before dying, she decided to lay a curse on the town. And in today's town, a man who survived a childhood attack from her angry spirit comes back to try to fight her off because an old girlfriend, her brother is in trouble going on with this whole tooth fairy thing now, and he needs his help. Basically, it's an angry tooth fairy story. Pros. So Darkness Falls utilizes a monster we don't see too often, so it's really refreshing in that sense. The tooth fairy isn't normally something you'd be scared of, but here we are watching a horror movie about her. And on that same note, they made sure, absolutely sure, to make her terrifying. She's flying all around, grabbing people, floating up on the ceiling, and she's got this porcelain mask that hides these really crazy burns. It's really good, actually. Cons. All that said, the story falls apart, and I have some pretty big questions. So if this curse is real, which obviously in this world it is because there's a whole movie about it, why do none of the adults try to keep their kids safe when they lose their last tooth? If she's mad about being accused of being a witch, how was she able to lay a curse in the first place? So are you a witch or not? And then why put this curse revolving around teeth? Just kill everyone, just kill all the kids, or do anything. Why is it still related to teeth? That is weird. And another question, does this happen if people move towns? And why, if this curse is so deadly and all the kids have heard these stories, why do the adults not believe that this is true? Why are they saying it's just a legend and not believing people when they say they're being attacked by some crazy tooth witch? See, at least with Pennywise, in it, there's some kind of holdover dairy that makes adults forget that this happens, but I don't think that's a thing here. So why does no one remember fighting off an evil tooth fairy when they're 9 years old? It makes no sense. And maybe I'm wrong, maybe they did explain it in the movie, but I do not remember 100%. And feel free to correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but my point still stands though, because it wasn't made clear enough for me to remember in the first place. When people bring up 2000s horror, Darkness Falls is always one that comes to mind, besides obviously The Ring and other movies like that. There are certain points of this movie that are definitely ingrained into my brain, like the bathroom scene and people being dragged up through the trees. It is wild. But I also remember it feeling very 2000s, and besides the purposes for this bite-sized boo, I doubt I go back and watch it anytime soon, if we're honest. Don't get me wrong, it certainly has memorable points, but it kind of falls apart when you look at it too hard. I just got too many questions.